What's up, fine fellows? It's your boy Bryan Keith, also known in these New York streets as Cappuccino. Just thought I'd come and hit y'all up while I'm getting off work from episode 13. This is about 13 hours later, and before I go to bed to get up and do this thing all over again, I said, let me get this video out the way, and that way I can set it up for, during the train ride tomorrow. So here I am. I started to label or title this this video chapter 13, 14. I kind of want to say 14. F those kids, but I'm gonna change it to Bryan with a Y. That's going to be one of my segments, once I get all this together. But it's Bryan with the Y. And the Y is, why do we have kids? Like, why are we having kids nowadays? Why are we having kids nowadays? I really don't know why, to be honest with you. I guess I'm kind of feeling a certain kind of way. I'm out here doing the job. I'm good at the job. You know what I'm saying? I'm really getting good at the job. I like my co-workers, but the job that I particularly do is a solitary kind of job for dealing with the public. And right now, the public ain't out here in these New York streets. It's horrible. As you could well imagine, you see Instagram, you're on social media clearly, so society is not really doing well. But when you out here, working with the public, you really see the mental illness. You really see the haphazard life these people be living. You see how careless and carefree and just a big disregard for life. I mean, you really see it out here, and things are really bad. So, I say that to say that. I'm out here busting my chops, killing myself doing something that I wouldn't have planned for my life. Or the job that I'm doing, I would have done early in my life. But when you don't have control of your life, these type of things happen. When I had my first son, like I said, I was 17. I went and got a job working with UPS this is like before I turned 19, before my first son came, I went to UPS and I ended up getting a job. I've been there for 11 years, and I went from working part-time during the middle of the night and taking care of my son during the day. I made up to, work 6 days a week, then work being a full-time driver, and then being a supervisor before I got the hell up out of there. Me thinking that I'm still young enough, I ended up learning how to drive buses. Then I went from, once I drove buses for about 4 or 5 years, ended up working privately, working with a very wealthy family here in New York, real estate family here in New York. Did that for 15 years, and I got up out of there to do what I'm doing now, thinking about retirement and pension and that sort of thing. I had planned I plan to retire by 55. Doing what I'm doing now, I might have to stretch that to 65. But some things are in play, and I still have faith that I'll retire at 55. Because I say all that to say, I'm out here busting my chops, and I'm not doing it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. I got 5 kids, 3 grandbabies, a wife. I'm doing it for them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you've heard this, fellas. Being a dad, being a husband is a thankless job. I heard Bill Cosby tell a story, but it was a joke. But it had fact to it, where he was saying, as a dad, you sit there, you go out there. Now, I ain't been no football dad. I've been out here working. I just haven't had that kind of time. Never had that kind of time, or strength, or focus. But Bill Cosby tells this joke about you out there with your son playing football, playing all these sports. You're teaching them you're teaching the game. You're out there practicing, buying the equipment, doing all these things that you have to do as a dad. And then you know, your son makes the pro team. He's a professional player. He catches the Hail Mary football pass and he runs across the field. He crosses the goal line and he goes to the camera and says, "I love you, Mom." It's just crazy, but it's true. It's true. It really is true. I could go down the line to different, you know, when my kids came along, it was at different stages of my life, different stages of maturity, and they will probably never understand the journey that I'm on or had to take or path I had to take just to maintain my sanity. And what it is that I'm trying to convey to you, gentlemen, is that you have to be proactive in your life. You have to be proactive. A 13-year-old, when I speak to him, and I know he's not grasping totally what it is that I'm saying, but I'm hoping that when that day comes, he will get and understand that, you know, if you're not making decisions and you're not being proactive, somebody's going to make the decision for you, and chances are it's going to be a decision that you don't like, that you never intended for yourself. So you miss that opportunity to speak and perform on your behalf. So when you procrastinate, you fear, or you're afraid that you're going to hurt somebody's feelings because of what it is that you have to say or do. That's just what it got to be. Because let the hurt happen as soon as possible, and get over it. And because I can't tell you that it's never going to hurt as much as it is down the line, especially in hurting you. You understand what I'm saying? So I know back in the day, you know, people used to have kids to, you know, lifespan was short, and we had farms to maintain and land to maintain and work to be done on the plantation. But that ain't now. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't. It's not what it is now. So I really don't get. You know, the only thing that I don't bicker and complain about is I love my kids and I love the kids that I have, and I can't complain about the journey or the role I had to take because of the kids I have, because my kids are a result of that, and I think my kids are they're dope. They're some really great kids. But as a dad and as a husband, you just don't get the cheerleading. You don't get the that boys and the pats on the back and the random phone calls, "I love you," or the random phone calls of you know, just checking to see how you do. Just check to see how you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a bit. It's a lonely road. It really is a lonely road. Here it is. It's what time is it? 1:45 in the morning, 10 to 2 in the morning, out here working. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be in the studio making music. I'd rather be laying up watching a movie on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be doing that. But here I am. I'm out here working 12, 14 hours. I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed. But if you ask me, if this is what I want to do in my life, I'll be like, nah, not really. Not really. But I just do what I gotta do. I go along to get along. I can say I go along to get along, but I just do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? When I reach a certain point, I evaluate, see what my options and opportunities are, and I move. You know what I'm saying? I move on it. And usually when I put my mind to something and I move, I'm like anybody else. I move on it. I really produce, you know what I'm saying? I really make it happen. That's the reason why I do this YouTube stuff, because, you know, I'm helping develop myself with this camera thing, production thing. Normally, I like to be behind the scenes, you know, helping out, coordinating, and producing that way, and watch the performance or the magic happens. But in this case, you know, I have to be my own supporting cast. You know what I'm saying? I have to give myself the Thada boys and the hugs. You know, I really, to be honest with you, I really want to quit. You know what I'm saying? I really want to quit and go get lost somewhere. If I could, I would. You understand what I'm saying? Like Chris Rock said, only women and children and dogs get love unconditionally. Men get love on the condition that they provide. And that's just it. That's just it. It's just what they can provide. I can tell you this, getting this job, the benefits are probably the sexiest thing I've ever provided in my house, is the benefits that this job gives me. You know what I'm saying? But the way I see it, we need that cash. It's gonna take us a while to get back up on this cash, but say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So here it is, both in my 9 to 5 and in my dreams. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing my 100-day challenge, 100 video challenge. So that I know there's nobody tuned in, but maybe later they might. You know what I'm saying? One subscriber, one like, one video at a time. So this is why we all here. So gentlemen, plan accordingly. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of having kids? And then who you having kids with? Or if you found somebody, a nice companion, you really got to ask, why are we having kids? Because the way the world is really right now, why would you bring the greatest thing you'll ever love in a situation like this? You know what I'm saying? Like if I knew that the world would turn out this way, I would have taken steps to be more proactive in protecting myself and my future kids. I don't think I would have allowed them to even be here, because this world is a shitty place. And then to apply for a job that is pretty much thankless. You understand what I'm saying? So, because if you worry about being taken care of, then my best advice is, like they say, whatever money you earn, take half that, put it in the bank, invest it, save it for later, and live on the other half. If you make 100,000, you really only make 50. You know what I'm saying? You live off that 50. You know what I mean? Invest the other 50, save the other 50. So that way, when you're ready to retire, you got that money there, and you can pay for help. You can pay for help, because thinking your kids are gonna come help you, I doubt it. Well, will they come help you and freely out of love? Probably not. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but you really got to ask yourself, why are we having kids? We don't have a farm. We don't need a barn that needs tending to. So you're really asking for a world of hurt, or you're really being selfish because you want kids for yourself to, have run around as pets or something. You know what I mean? But the heartache, pain, and cost, and the love you give, it won't be reciprocated. I don't see it. But that's just me. Nonetheless, I'll see you tomorrow. I hate to be so doom and gloom. Like I said, it's just a Bryan with the why. Like, why are we having kids? You know what I'm saying? Why are we having kids? But nonetheless, as I say, be proactive, be productive, and more importantly, be positive. Peace.